In the last few days, hashtag Superstraight started trending on Twitter. Superstraight basically means a person who is only attracted to the opposite gender people that also have the genitals of the opposite gender. So in other words, not trans people. And so far the responses on Twitter are mostly either, oh, it's just transphobia. Okay, wrong, but whatever. Second type of response I see is hashtag Superstraight. I'm a trans person and I do art. Please follow me. Because God forbid you didn't get the attention for 5 minutes. And third type of response I see is I want to strangle super straights. Now imagine if the situation was reversed. If people were tweeting I want to strangle a trans person, they would get banned immediately. But overall there does seem to be more support than opposition for this. Now my question about super straight is, why is this even controversial at all? We've known that sexuality and preferences exist, and we've known this forever. We know that homosexual people exist. We know they prefer to have sex with the same gender as them. We accept that. We accept that most women prefer to date men who are taller than them. We accept that a lot of men prefer dating women who are younger than them. So why is it controversial for someone who wants to date someone who has the genitals of the opposite gender? Like if a straight man is hit on by a homosexual man and he rejects him, the homosexual man will not say, oh, you're sexist, you're homophobic, you should have sex with me. That doesn't happen. People accept that there are preferences. If a man doesn't want to date a woman that has a ding dong, that's completely fine. It's his choice, he's allowed to have that preference. I think this whole thing blew up because of the insistence that in terms of attraction, trans women and cis women are the same. I'm not going to play pretend with you. There are biological differences. And it is not the same thing to date one or the other. A man cannot have biological children with a trans woman. If that's a deal breaker to him, fine. He should not be pressured into dating a trans woman just to validate her or because she feels entitled to it. It's especially bad if the trans woman doesn't admit to being trans until they get into a sexual situation and then it's revealed. In that situation, the man has the right not only to reject sex but to also be a bit upset that he wasn't told about it. It's really shitty to not disclose that and only hope that you get to a point where it's too late to back out and they'll just go with it. That's not going to happen. And while we're on the topic, calling someone a transphobe also won't change their preference. Like, first of all, the word is wrong because it's not a phobia. No one is afraid of your wig, bro. But more importantly, the fact that someone doesn't want to have sex with you does not mean that they hate you or your whole gender identity. If a man doesn't want to have sex with another man, it doesn't mean that he hates gay people or that he hates other men. And also, where do you draw the line? If a straight man is on a dating website and he starts messaging with a woman and they hit it off, they set up a date, and then he shows up to a date and the woman he was talking to is actually just a guy, not a trans woman, just a guy, and then the guy is like, oh well, we already met, we might as well have sex, right? No, of course it doesn't work like that. He got tricked into meeting with someone that he isn't attracted to. So why should it be different with trans women? If you're dating a woman and then you find out that she has a ding dong and you're not attracted to that, you're allowed to back out of that. You cannot negotiate attraction. If you say that, oh, if you are straight then you should be attracted to me, that's not going to change anything. It's not going to give him a hard on. It will just annoy the both of you. And even if there is sexual attraction to trans women, they can still choose not to go with that in case they want to have children, for example. Some people don't want to use a surrogate or adopt. They want to have a biological child and they want to go through the whole pregnancy process. They want to see the belly grow, they want to see the scans of the baby and see it move, and it is their right to want that and not to compromise for it. Now, another argument I've seen is that the word super straight is offensive because it means that people who are attracted to trans women are not super straight, they're just regular straight, so less straight, which means that trans women and women are not the same. Well, first of all, I don't think that was the intent of the word super straight. Just regular straight people are less straight, like they're both called straight. And second of all, is it implying that trans women are not the same as real women? I mean, well, they're not. I'm not saying they aren't women. I'm not saying they're men or anything like that. I am saying that there is objectively a difference. They do have different organs, they do have different body structure, and to say otherwise is just foolish. I know this whole thing was just intended to troll people, like to show the hypocrisy in how trans people behave, and I know saying things like super straight people are oppressed, why are you bullying us? That's just trolling, right? But I think it opened up an interesting discussion about entitlement and trying to force people into being being attracted to something they're not attracted to. Now, to make it more clear where I'm coming from, I suppose I should reveal what my sexuality is, right? Well, my sexuality is irrelevant. That's right, it doesn't matter if I'm gay or straight or super straight or trans or fucking whatever. It doesn't change what I said here. If you're going to bother responding to this, address the actual things I said and don't just call me a transphobe because that means you have nothing to say. You know what other group of people doesn't accept that people don't want to have sex with them? Incels. If you didn't know, incels are a community of people, usually men, who are not very attractive and they get mistreated for it and they vent about it online. That would be fine if it weren't for the fact that they act very entitled and they incite violence. They think they deserve love and sex just for existing and they show violent tendencies quite often. That's why pretty much all incel communities on Reddit got banned already. Look what's happening now. Trans people are offended that there are people who don't want to have sex with them. They feel that they are entitled to it and they are inciting violence. But they're not gonna get banned because their life is so hard. Look, I understand trans people have a difficult life. I'm sure it's not easy for a lot of reasons, but you are not helping your image with this shit. If you want people to treat you normally, act like a normal fucking person. Stop being creepy about it. And that's it. If you have anything to say, please do so in the comments. I will try to respond to everything. Please be civil about it. If you just spout insults, I'm not going to bother responding to it. Bye.